Hi everyone, welcome to your YThrive home series workouts. Today I have a band workout for you. So what I have here, this is Core FX brands of bands. You'll notice that they vary in thickness, and they're the longer loop style bands, or sometimes they call them monster bands. If you're checking on retailers, you can get these low cost, really high quality from Amazon even. On Amazon, I personally at home own the Power Guidance brand of them and have had really good success with them. So this workout, I'll try to show you a variety of ways where you can increase the intensity and get a good strength workout at home, but you will need bands. Don't worry if you can't afford a full set, even if you get one to start, I'll show you ways to modify it so you can get more resistance or less resistance out of your band based on how you position yourself. So today I have 3 circuits that I'm going to take you guys through with some very common band exercises that you can get value out of. I'm just going to set this down though to start, and I'm just going to warm you up, okay? So just side to side. Again, just like in the other videos, have a nice, clear, safe space for you to be working out. Aside from the bands, you won't need anything else for today's video. So if you need to pause, set it up, and then come back and warm up, that's totally fine. So just twisting side to side, warming up that torso. All right, squatting down, reaching towards the floor, and then up high. Getting our heart rate up, getting all the major joints and muscles moving and lubricated. Perfect. Transitioning now just into some jumping jacks. Want to get that in and out sideways movement warmed up. Perfect, and then transitioning, butt kicks. So just really bringing those heels up. If you need to, you can just alternate. Warming up those hamstrings. Awesome. And then if you do have multiple bands, grab the lighter one that you have available. Obviously, the thicker the band, the more resistance it can provide. Just want you to step on it and just really gently. Just give me a few rows. We'll warm those back muscles up. Getting a nice squeeze at the top, more establishing that mind-muscle connection than really tiring anything out. And let's warm up those muscles on the front of the body. So just putting your hands in the loop band, bring it behind you, and then just pressing away. Perfect. So a band chest press here. Perfect. And one last exercise to warm up. Leave a little bit of slack in between your hands and the band. And I just want you to focus on pulling the band apart. This is actually warming up the muscles in the shoulder and especially your back. So it's working those muscles right between the shoulder blades. Give me 2 more. Awesome. Okay, so just one note of caution when working with bands is obviously there's stored energy in them. They're big rubber bands, so you need to make sure that, for example, if we were stepping on it, it's right in the arch of your foot and secured. We don't want anything where it's going to come up and sling because it can hit you and it would hurt a little bit. So just always make sure you have really firm grasp of it. And anytime where the band might come towards your face, you have to make sure you have it really, really stably placed under your feet or an object, okay? Today's workout is repetition based, so we're gonna be focusing on a strength endurance kind of range of 12 to 15 reps per set. We're actually gonna start with a push-up. So if a push-up 12 to 15 reps is like challenging for you, like let's say you only could do 1 or 2 more reps, that's fine. Come to the ground now and do that. For those of you that need a little bit more resistance, what you're gonna do is just like we were in the warm-up, You're gonna come down and add a little bit of resistance to your push-up, okay? And give me 12 to 15 reps. Nice smooth pace. Those last one or two should be really difficult and challenging. But I want you to be able to at least perform one or two more. I don't want you failing on each set. That's pretty good for me. Maybe could have done one or two more. That's how you know it's perfect. I call it one in the tank or two in the tank. Okay, we're gonna be doing 3 exercises in a row, and we'll come back and we're gonna get each exercise done 3 times today. So one of the things I want us to do is called a crouch squat. So make sure you have both ends of the band if you want a lot of resistance, and have the band under your arch. And I want you to give me 12 on your right side and then 12 on your left. So supporting just a little bit with that back toe, and stand up. The full version is a single leg squat, so it would look like this and coming up. But if you need a little bit of support from that back foot, then feel free to touch that toe down. Again, 12 to 15 smooth reps. Perfect. So we're working on strength today. We're at the low end of that endurance zone as well, kind of at the top of strength. There's 10 and 12. Perfect. Okay, so if you need less resistance, what you can do is open up your band. Obviously, the more stretched out it is, the more resistance it's applying to you. So you can always do it like this, and then it's giving you less. Or if you need more, you grab it and then even grab it lower, and it'll stretch the band out more. Or if you have a set, just adjust based on the exercise to that heavier or easier band. Here's my last rep. I'll give a couple seconds for those of you maybe getting closer to 15. Our next exercise we're going to go into is a reach with twist. So you have a couple options. If you have a lighter band, you can do it from the front. And I want you to alternate going each side 12 to 15 times. So this will work shoulders and abdominals. If you need to make that a little bit easier, you can just do it from the waist. So you could just step into it, step to the side, and then do your reps. Just adjusting to make sure it feels good to you. So I'm just showing the one option, but you can do it from the floor. All right, just a handful more. Getting 12 to 15 on each side. Come on, it's getting uncomfortable and that's okay. Awesome, and we'll take a 30-second break right here. So if any of those felt too easy or too hard, just take the time now. We'll do those same 3 exercises again, and you can adjust to a different band or holding it in a different way to create the tension you need, okay? All right, so we're doing those push-ups. You may not need a band for the push-ups, that's totally fine. I'm just gonna role model it with a light band. All right, 12 to 15 push-ups, let's go. Good form, tuck in that belly button. Almost there. And And you can always, if you want, even if you could only get 6 reps with the band and then 6 reps from your toes or knees, that's totally fine too. You can always start with a hard option and then work down to an easier. So getting a heavier band now for those crouch squats. Or really pulling tight on that band. Starting on the right leg again. Make sure it's a squat motion, so sink those hips down and back. Good. There's 12 for me on that side. All right, when you're done your 12 to 15, come to the other side. So remember, you can make it easier by having longer. You can make it harder by choking down and creating more tension, okay? Or just work through your bands if you have a set. There you go. Perfect. I got 2 more. Finish your set strong. All right, nice. Then we're doing those band with reach. So either looping around your waist and coming out a little lower so the band doesn't slide up your back, or pin it underneath your feet. If you have that lighter band, and off to each side. Here we go. I find these difficult. Core and shoulders, definitely something I always try to pay attention to. Not my strong suit, so I just gotta fight with it here. Make sure the quality's there and get through it. Come on, you can do it. And I need to make it even easier to finish this setup, so I'm gonna go from the waist. I'll show you from the side. Got about 8 more reps here to do. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna do that circuit one more time, and then we'll move on. Feel free to grab a drink of water if you need it. Final set, I won't need a resistance band on these push-ups. If you're still able to, great, do it. You might even be on your knees at this point, just making these push-ups a little bit easier. Do what's right for you at home. I'd want 12 controlled quality reps, more so than 12 fast, sloppy reps. Rest break's over. Let's get these push-ups done for today. That's it. Almost there. Perfect. Big thing with push-ups is don't have your hands up here, have them at a 45. You notice that angle difference. Really safe for the shoulder, really lets you drive out the power. Back to those crouch squats. I'm gonna use my medium band this time. And again, you can do them single leg, like a full squat. My balance isn't quite there. So I'm supporting with that back toe. Come up nice and tall, shoulders are down and back, looking straight ahead at the top. Finish the movement out. It's where the band's giving you the most resistance. Remember, always leaving 1 or 2 reps in the tank. but those last few reps should be difficult. If they're not, I need you to get a little more resistance on that band and challenge yourself. This is a strength workout today. That feels good. I'm gonna go to the other side. Make sure that band's really well under the arch so it's pinned down, won't come up and hit you. Here we go, other side. Final time doing this circuit today. Come on, you can do it. It's getting uncomfortable now, I know. It is for me too. Woo! Perfect. Take a couple good breaths of air. Okay, for me on this band, I'm gonna have to do it the looser way to make sure I can get, because we're getting a lot of reps here, 24 reps here. Catch your breath. All right, let's go, each side, okay? Make sure there's a little twist in there. So twisting off and coming up a little. Again, from the toes it looks like this. Perfect. I feel this equally in my abdominals and my shoulders. You might find one more than the other. That's totally okay. Subtle movement, but huge engagement. So don't underestimate it just because it's not a huge movement if you're doing it from the waist. Tons of muscle-mind connection, turning those muscles off, controlling them, turning them back on. So good for the body. I lost track, I got talking there. 12 to 15 each side. We'll say I have 3 more, how about that? Each side. Good. Finish them up, then you get a rest. Okay, cool. Next up, my favorite exercise on the planet, bent rows. So bent row, grab your heavier band, or if you only have a light band, loop it like this so you're getting a ton of tension on it. If you're using a heavier band, you'll have to leave it open. And what you're gonna do is be pulling it right up to your belly button, okay? But catch your breath first. We're starting a new circuit. So we have some banded side shuffles through our glutes, some bent rows, some tricep work, and then something for our low back. So we have 4 exercises in this circuit. All right, that's our rest break. 12 or 15 two-handed rows, both arms at the same time. Here we go. Give me a nice pause if you want at the top, really forcing that contraction. So I'll show you from the side. You'll notice I'm not slouching at all. Shoulders are back, nice curve in my spine, okay? If this doesn't get difficult by that 12th one, then I want you grabbing a little lower and getting even more resistance, okay? Perfect. Finish it up. Yeah, that feels good right there. Okay, next we're going to do band shuffles. What I want you to do is loop the band on itself. So it becomes 2 loops that are a little smaller. And then step into it. And I want you to place it just below the knee. And what we're going to do is create a bit of tension. Nice wide stance, and I want you to step out to the side. I'm showing 4 steps. If you don't have that much room, just do 2 back and forth. It's working both legs, no matter which way you're going. So we're just trying to take 12 to 15 steps. Perfect. Next we'll do kneeling tricep extension. So what I want you to do is make sure you're kneeling. You have that band pulled down underneath the knees really, really well. You're gonna give me 2 hand. So get underneath, grabbing it like this. I like to tuck my thumbs on tricep exercises. And then you're gonna bring the band up and straight overhead. Halfway through. Perfect. Okay, next what we're gonna do, I should note there, just so you know the placement, I have my knees in front and then it's pulling up on my shins, just so that way it can't pop out on me. I should have been really clear on that. Okay, so again, we're gonna loop it and we're gonna do some bridge work on our back. Again, what I want you to do, just below the knee, and I want your legs wide enough that you're feeling tension. It'll stimulate your hips, and then I want you to just raise up. So this exercise is more about an engagement of the hips, more so than like really, really heavy weightlifting. So it's about mind-muscle connection. It might not feel as tough as, let's say, bent row or push-ups. Nice and controlled, nothing fast. Don't let those knees come together. Perfect. Okay, 30-second break. Then we're gonna come back to those rows. If anything didn't feel quite right, just make some adjustments. If you're working with a really light band and you found the triceps wasn't hard enough, I showed it kneeling, but you instantly can make it harder by doing it from a standing position. So I could take my lighter band, set my hands into my band, and then do it from a standing. Because the band's being stretched out more, it'll offer more resistance to you. Okay, that's your rest break. 12 to 15 reps, bent rows, here we go. I'm gonna grab nice and low on this band, and then squeeze up. So you notice the elbows come up and back. No rounding of the spine. Shoulders are down and back, chest is proud. Abs are engaged. Maintain that posture in the low back. Nice round curve there. You'll notice I come up pretty quick and explosive, but I control the down. All right, that felt good. Now we're into that band side to side shuffle. Looping it over. I learned about this when I was going to physio from doing a lot of running and not doing a lot of glute work. Here we go, 12 to 15 paces. And I've never stopped doing them. They're just so good at balancing those outer thigh muscles for you. Keep those knees apart. Make sure they stay over the ankles. Don't let them sag in, okay? Keep the tension on the band the whole time. Perfect. Kneeling tricep extension. Again, I like to tuck those thumbs. Get your breath from those band shuffles. Into the tricep extensions. You notice I just came to a kneeling position. That takes some of the tension out of the band, makes it just a little bit easier than if I stay tall. Perfect. I got the right amount there. Make sure you have 1 or 2 left, but those last few are difficult. Okay, coming back to the bridge. Loop that band below the knees, force those knees out, get tension, so nice wide stance. All right, here we go. Hips come up and down. So this would be a banded hip thrust or a banded glute bridge if you're ever wondering what to call it. Awesome. On your rest break, which is great. Enjoy it. This rest actually heals us up, allows us to recover a little so we can really get at the weight, the tension in each set. All right, if you want to do that set another time, you can. I'm going to go on to showing you our final circuit for today, okay? We're going to start with a single leg deadlift. And you know what? I'll show you with the orange band. All right, single leg deadlift's gonna look like this. So instead of like our squat, we're actually hinging at the hip now. So your option is still to leave that toe there, stand up, or you can bring that foot off the ground. So single leg. Perfect. Losing my balance. You might be at home too, and that's totally okay. Just challenge yourself. Awesome. When you get the reps done on that leg, come over to the other leg, catch a good breath of air, and then get your 12 or 15 reps done on this side. If you need to make this harder, you can step on both sides of the bands. And then of course you're pulling double the band. I'm just showing it single here, a little later in the workout. And with the balance element to this, I feel like this is enough of a challenge for me. For those of you with really powerful legs and grip, you might enjoy actually having both ends of the band underneath your foot and giving yourself maximal resistance. Try to do the same number of reps on each leg. It doesn't always have to be exact, but if it can be the same, then even better. You know you're working each side of your body equally. Perfect. Next up, 2-hand bicep curls. So your first option is just step on it with 1 foot. If you want to add a bit more resistance, step on it with 2. I'm going with a palm to the sky grip. Catch my breath from the last exercise and then go for 12 reps. No swaying from the upper body. Shoulders are down and back. Control that part down to the ground. That's where all the strength building comes from and the muscle development. And we tend to rush that part of the movement. Please don't. And if you need to make it a bit easier to finish, just go to the single leg. It'll create some slack in the band. And if at any point your band was so heavy you only could get 8 or 10 reps, that's totally fine. Just take a little extra break. Just means it's really heavy for you. That's not a bad thing. All right, next we're gonna go to a front raise. So you can do it like we were in the warm-up, sort of, where you're gonna front raise from the waist position, or you can do it where you're stepping on it from a foot, Or if you need even more tension, then you can put 2 feet and then go. Okay, I'm gonna show 1 foot. I think I can get that done with this band. Moderate amounts of tension, here we go. 12 to 15 reps for our shoulders. Like I was telling you already, I've been working on shoulders a lot this winter. Used to be a weakness of mine. Feel like I caught them up a little bit. Handful of reps, get it done, get it done. 1 more exercise and then you're at a break. Last one for me. I'll wait a second, let you guys catch up. The last exercise in the circuit, you're gonna come down. You just need your lightest band, or if you only have 1 band, that's cool. Just don't add too much tension to it. What I'm gonna have you do is a Superman with a little bit of a Y up front. So it looks like this. Try to get those legs off the ground in your upper body. Separate the band a few inches and come back down. So Superman to Y. This will hit all the muscles of the shoulder girdle and the upper back. All those postural muscles. Almost there. You got this. All right, finishing your set, and then we'll take a 30-second break. I'm gonna show this circuit 1 more time, but if you wanna play it back and hit it a 3rd time, that's totally acceptable. Great work, everyone. Finishing stretch. I don't know about you, I'm sweating good. I feel like I've been working hard. Hopefully you are too. Just keep pushing and stay really focused at the end of this workout. All right. Single leg deadlifts. I was using the medium band. I'm gonna try to challenge myself here with this heavier band. All right, that's your break. Grabbing that band, starting with the right leg, set it up. Again, you can touch with your toe if you want, but you're tipping at the hip. There we go. I always like to make sure I have a little bit of tension at the bottom. I don't want the band to go totally loose. Remember, stand tall, don't let the band pull you into a slouch. Nice and steady pace, don't rush it. If you find yourself always ahead of me, just slow it down, okay? Or if you find yourself finishing way up well behind me on the reps, you can always speed it up just a little. All right, switching sides. All right, and into the reps. You're doing great. Stay focused, you got this. Halfway through. Woo! That one's good for me. Finish your set, catch a good breath, and then we'll head into those set of curls. I think this worked pretty good for me last time. All right, here we go, right into those curls. No swaying with the upper body, so locked into position. You'll notice I don't come all the way up to my shoulders, because to do that I'd have to bring my elbows forward, which is actually working my shoulder. So there's my full range of motion on this exercise, okay? So don't let those elbows come forward. Just come as far up as your elbow will let you go while keeping those elbows pinned back. I know I got talking there, so I'll cut a couple reps off so I finish with you guys. There we go. Again, front raise. You can do it if you need with the lighter band where you're doing it from the waist. Just even lean back a little bit if you want so the band doesn't ride up your back. Give that front stretch. Or if you can, either do it single legged or double legged. I'm gonna do it single. I think that was good for me last time. It was still a challenge. Here we go, front raise. Boom, let's go. I'll show you from the front. You'll see my upper body doesn't sway at all, just all shoulder work. Almost done, everyone. Good job today. I know you're working hard. Resistance band can add a lot of challenge. I think I got one more in me. Here we go. Ooh, yeah. Nice. No rush. When you're ready, loop the band over. Coming down onto the ground. Oh, sorry. No, just into our Superman. We're just gonna do that Superman to Y. I'll show you from the side so you can see it once. 12 to 15 reps. So raising up with the legs and the arms, creating a bit of separation. Good work. Final exercise for today. Make it count. After this, we just have our cool down. Perfect. Take your time and finish your set. So if that's your first band workout, hopefully I've shown you a few variety of ways to use them. If you want to comment on what your favorite part was or different types of things you'd like to see, I'll totally keep adding those types of videos for you because there's some incredible things that we can do with these that I didn't get to today. All right, we're just taking a breather right now. For those of you that want to do that circuit a third time, feel free to pop back and get that done a third time. Everybody else, stick with me. We'll get a nice little stretch out here, okay? All right, coming down onto your sits bones. I actually want you to just loop that band just very lightly in front. Make sure it's really seated on, so it's not gonna come back at you. And I want you to use it just to pull that upper body forward. Perfect, releasing that. Just cross one leg over the other and then hug that front leg. Look, creating a nice twist so you're pulling with that arm on that leg. Getting a nice twist. Same stretch, other side, so crossing the leg over. Giving that leg a hug and twisting. Deep breathing now. Begin that recovery process. Real quick, while we're down here, we'll get a nice thigh stretch on each side. Releasing those big muscles of the legs. Same stretch other side. Nice. Slowly coming up to a standing position. Gonna have you just open up the band behind. Getting a nice stretch in your chest. Can't quite get there, just open up at the chest, don't worry about the band. All right, falling forward, releasing that spine, releasing the low back, the neck. And then one last stretch, just letting go of the band, reaching up high, stretching out the abdominals. Hands coming down to the side. 2 meaningful shoulder rolls. One more. All right, thanks for joining in for this home series video. We'll see you in the next one.